Most high-ticket business owners are either burning out trying to create content consistently, or they're paying agencies thousands for generic AI content that sounds like everyone else. We've solved this for over 400 businesses who now get all of their content done in less than 4 hours per month, while we handle everything else. In the next 10 minutes, you'll watch me turn 6 pieces of source content, everything from YouTube scripts to voice memo rants full of random ideas, into 1,000 pieces of strategically aligned content across every platform. I'm gonna do this using UperhandAI, the system that currently manages content strategies for hundreds of businesses that we work with. Now, 1,000 pieces of content in 10 minutes sounds impossible, but I'm gonna prove that we can outproduce what most agencies deliver in a month. And if this works, you'll see exactly how we manage content for hundreds of clients in just a couple hours per month. And if it doesn't, well, you'll see that too. Just so you can hold me accountable, I will use a timer, but before I do, let me just give you a quick overview of the phases involved in our process. So phase 1, system setup and input processing. So this is where I'm gonna load my transcript. Voice memo could be, I'll use in this case, raw ideas from a presentation, interviews, Zoom call transcripts, books, lead magnets, YouTube videos, speeches. This is not an exhaustive list. It can literally be anything that you can transcribe. And I'll load that here into our UperhandAI system, which already has all of this loaded. So it understands my business, my positioning, and how I speak. Then we've got phase 2. Phase 2 is AI content generation for the long form. This is where the AI is going to generate a YouTube script using our custom viral database and strategic frameworks. And then we'll move into phase 3, which is going to be taking that long form or source content and mapping it out over multi-platform use. So we'll repurpose that source content into things like short form scripts, reels, text posts, tweets, everything that we can use across LinkedIn, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram Reels, you name it. Our process works because of what we call our content DNA system. So it's not just AI, it's AI that knows your marketing thesis, your audience psychology, and your strategic positioning. Compared to ChatGPT or Claude that gives you generic content, this AI is strategically designed to move people through a customer journey toward buying. Our system works on our attention hacking formula. So that is VD plus U plus AI plus 1H. So VD is viral database. This is a custom collection of what's working right now, updated automatically every 2 weeks. This is your content researcher. Every 2 weeks, it goes and assesses the creators that have been added to your viral database, analyzes their top posts and videos, and understands why they're performing so that it can then adapt those frameworks to your own content. Then there's you, which is you. And this is your unique delivery style, how you speak and how you think, and your expertise captured inside of your marketing blueprint, along with your business's positioning and everything it needs to know about your offer and your audience. Then there's AI, which is not generic ChatGPT, not even a custom GPT, but AI trained specifically on your voice, offer, audience, and marketing frameworks. And then there's 1H, which stands for one human. This is a single content specialist who executes everything using our proven systems. The difference is we're not just automating content creation, we're automating strategic content creation where every piece moves people closer to making a buying decision. All right, let's start the timer. So you see me log into our actual system that's gonna have my account and my business information completely loaded up. So right here, I'm logged into UperhandAI with my account, and this again already has my marketing blueprint, my voice guidelines, my offer, my positioning, all of that. It's already set up here. So when you log in, you have a simple dashboard here, and all of these essentially lead to a very similar looking form. So if I click on create content, it's gonna take me to that form here. And this is where I can paste in my source content, my transcript. And I'm gonna start by writing a YouTube script. All right, so here I'm gonna put in my source content, and in this case, I'm gonna use notes from a speech from a presentation that I was gonna do. So let's go ahead and grab all this, and we'll drop that in here. Now the topic of this video, just a loose topic, but I can put that in here. So this could be, it doesn't have to be a fleshed out title. It can be anything from how to build a, content creative department, how to automate your content creation, whatever it is, just the main topic that you're thinking overall for your video will go here. Next, these last two are optional here, but let's say that I was specifically targeting a keyword phrase. I had done some SEO research, something like that, and I wanted a specific keyword phrase to be included and to be optimized for with my YouTube video. I could add that in here. Otherwise, I'm gonna leave it blank, which I'm gonna do in this case. And then if there's a specific lead magnet or call to action that you want this particular video to push to, you can simply drop in the URL to the landing page here or the download page here or directly to the lead magnet itself. And what the system will do is go and scan that URL, assess what that lead magnet is or what that landing page is leading to, the value of it, how it fits into your offer, how it resonates with the psychology of your audience based on everything that it knows about you. And then it will be able to pull in that CTA naturally into your scripting so that the video can push traffic to it. I'm gonna go ahead and leave that blank in my case and then hit submit. So what happens here, once I hit submit, it's gonna take me to this screen here where I'm gonna be able to see all of my tasks. This is the one I just submitted. And so it is being worked on now. And after a couple minutes, once you refresh, you'll see everything show up here. I'll give you the link to the Google Doc like it has on these previous tasks, depending on what I asked it for. Now, what you can't see is everything that's happening in the background here once you hit submit. So I want to give you a look behind the scenes on exactly what's going on here, because it's not just generating a generic YouTube script based on a couple of prompts fed into an AI agent. It's much more complex than that. So what's happening here is, number one, it's searching YouTube for content that currently exists on this topic. And it's got all of the metadata here for it. And it does have the transcript as well, so it knows exactly what the video is about. And it's assessing that in light of your business, what your goal is with your content and how you need to resonate with your audience, and looking for gaps within existing content that it can use to put in your script. So I actually want to show you that this is not just creating random content. It's analyzing your audience psychology. It's analyzing your core messaging, and it's analyzing your conversion strategy and your positioning of your business. Okay, then it does an internet search where it's going to find existing case studies, stats, news, stories, or trends, or anything relevant in pop culture that might be interesting to bring into your script here. And it will provide all of those sources down at the bottom as well. Then it assesses all this information from the research that it gathered, and it takes my perspective and expertise based on the transcript that I put in here, and it takes all the context around my business and uses this to create an angle to position the video the right way. And then it's going to use that outline to then go and write, fully fleshed out, every segment of that script. In just a couple of minutes, we've got a full YouTube script written in my exact voice. So let's take a look. You know you need to be creating content, but it never gets done to the level you want. You get stuck wondering, should I do long form or short form, TikTok or LinkedIn? How do I take what's in my head and turn it into content that actually works? Here's the thing, you don't need more content advice, you need a content department. All the big names have massive content teams behind them, but here's the problem, a team like that's not cheap. What if I told you that you could build the same creative department that the big names pay over $70K a month for? Pretty good. So you can see that's not generic. That's taking everything from the notes that I gave it on my presentation and applying that to good YouTube scripting frameworks. And look, it even pulls in my own credibility. It knows me after spending the last 3.5 years perfecting the system for over 400 clients. Look at that. It pulled that in on attempt number 1. And then by the end of this video, there's the attention hacking formula, which we went over earlier, right? And check this out. So this will probably be about an 8-minute video, breaks down my formula here, each section, even pulling in Russell Brunson in there, which is an example that I use a lot. This is pretty good for the first round, and I can basically just throw that in my teleprompter and film. And now that we have this full YouTube script, we can even take this one piece of content and turn it into short form scripts, trending reels, text-based content for platforms like LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, X, and so on. So one of the things that you want to look out for when creating viral content that attracts leads is called formats. Formats are basically repeatable scenarios that are proven to go viral over and over again, that you can copy, paste, and adapt to your brand, that you know have a high likelihood of performing. And because we've worked with hundreds of clients on growing their short form channels, we know that these exact formats always perform well. So first up are what we call engagement reels. Now these are going to be top of funnel with typically B-roll that you'll use, clips from your iPhone, that sort of stuff. And they're gonna come with instructions ready for editing. So a lot of times these are things that you don't even need to film, provided that you already have the B-roll, and you can hand that off to your editor and get a bunch of posts right there. We actually give a B-roll shot list to our clients as well that they film once a month. Takes 20 minutes. And you can do this as you're traveling, as you're living life, as you're working, whatever you're doing, and just keep it organized on your actual iPhone albums, and then you can hand that off to your editor. So what it looks like, for example, it's going to use your custom viral database here, where it's actually going to go in real time and find the trending style videos that are working right now, and then adapt those trends to your specific audience and niche. So you've got, for example, 20 different posts in one go from one piece of source content here. It shows you the exact viral template that's being used, how it's adapted, and then what the text is on the screen. So we've got the content creator's dilemma. Scene 2, we're gonna show a diagram showing 2 paths. Path 1, stay in the weeds and plateau. Path 2, build systems to scale. The content velocity framework, right? And then it drops down in the caption. So what you can see here, basically it's gonna look something like this. Now, if you have more of a lifestyle brand, this is really great, but even if you don't, having some of this personal content on there for people to get to know you is really, really helpful, even in the high ticket space. So they'll end up looking like this. And again, nothing that you had to do or film, ready to go right from your editor. Okay, another one are quick hit scripts. Now these are going to be more lead generation focused, and a lot of times we'll have specific CTAs or keywords in there, and it will list what the keyword is, list where what CTA it's pushing to, and then it'll give you a script here. These are typically things that you can film, talking head. These can also be turned into written posts or two-step posts. And then within the tweet output here for X, you have a few different things. So you have social media carousels, platform optimized with appropriate calls to action here in your threads. And so there's your 3 slides. And then you can also take each one of these tweets that not only get put and posted on X, but you can take these and create static posts as well, screenshots. You can put the quote over a photo. You can turn them into text post reels. There's a bunch of different things that you can do with this here as well. And then you've got your short form scripts here. These are going to be more talking head. It's taking from your actual long form scripts. So rather than just pulling clips out of your long form edit, this way you've got specific crafted short form reels that you can film on your next filming day. And then you also have your Instagram story sequences. And these are designed to nurture followers and also drive traffic to your offers. This is where you can do a lot of your selling or bottom of funnel content. And by the way, to create this, it takes 1 click. So I can take my long form. I could even use the source content that I used to create this YouTube script. But I can take anything I want, drop it in here. So when I go back to my UperhandAI home and I click create content over on the left, now instead of choosing write a long form YouTube script, I'm going to click turn long form into short form. I'll drop in what I'm repurposing, and then with 1 click, I can check all the types of content that I want. Now, if I'm choosing stories, it's going to ask me specifically for my call to action URL here. And these are optional, but I could tell it specifically how many story posts I want per day and how many days of posts do I want this campaign to be. And then again, any other specific CTAs, I can add that in. Once I hit submit, then I will get those all back. Now notice how this doesn't sound generic, and that's because this system understands my specific messaging framework and audience psychology. And so we can look at some of this. Most entrepreneurs think success means holding on tighter. I made my first million by letting go completely. For years, I had this death grip on everything, every client email, every design decision, every single. So you see how that's not generic at all. It actually knows me, and it's taking that into account. So I just repeat this process with 6 to 7 different pieces of source content, where each one is becoming 152 posts or more. And now I've got over 1,000 different posts. So if we do the math, how this breaks out, we look at the engagement reels that it created for me. I've got 20 posts per source content. So if I scroll down, there's 30 pages of posts here. I'm looking at the last one, post number 20. So we have 20 there. Now these are all short form reels. So they can be used as Instagram reels, that's 20. Another 20 that can be used as Facebook reels, 20 that can be posted on TikTok. So right there, we've got 60 different pieces of content. Then it's also giving me short form scripts, right, in the form here of reels. And it looks like I've got 6 of those here. And generally speaking, you do get at least 6 from each source piece of content. So there's another 6 reels right there. And again, if I multi-purpose that across different platforms, right? We can use these on Instagram, on YouTube Shorts. Engagement reel style could be used on YouTube Shorts depending on your brand. For me, I typically don't. But Facebook Reels, again, TikToks, talking head TikToks. I can even put these on LinkedIn. And so there's a bunch more. The quick hits are the lead generating ones. And again, generating talking head style scripts for me here. And I believe there should be 10. Okay, so there's 9, so I'm 1 short. Again, multi-purpose across these different platforms here. And then when you factor in my Instagram stories, my tweets, they can be repurposed into static posts across Instagram, LinkedIn, text posts you can even do on Facebook and have people comment down below. And then a minimum of 2 carousels and threads that I can post as well. So you add this all up, this is at least 152 posts from 1 source piece of content. So I do that 6 to 7 times, and now I've got my 1,000 pieces of content. And from here, I have 6 other source content or YouTube scripts that I want to repurpose. So I'll just run them through all at the same time. And once it's done populating, that's over 1,000 posts. In 10 minutes with this system, you don't just generate content, you generate a strategic content ecosystem. Because what most people get wrong about creating content is that it's not just about yapping in front of the camera and getting your editor to cut it up. It's about creating content that actually moves your business forward. Now, by using this system consistently, you're building an ecosystem that captures a viewer and nurtures them by getting them to watch your authority building content over and over again. And according to the Google 7-4-11 rule, that you need to have 7 hours of exposure with your brand, your product across 4 different locations and 11 different touch points. Instead of just hoping that people find those 7 hours of random content through a bunch of shorts or whatever we've been posting, we're actually strategically guiding them here through a journey that's going to build trust and position us as the obvious choice. So if you're doing 6 figures or more and you know that content should be working harder for your business, I put a link below where we'll show you how we can personally install this system into your business today. So click the link in the description to check it out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.